It's an action-packed this day in history, and we start in 1998 where the Scream Eagles began their season in Hull with a 5-4 loss to the Hull Olympique. The Eagles were actually leading this game 4-3 until the final 5 minutes. Future Scream Eagle Dustin Russell scoring the tying goal and Paul Spadafora the winning goal for the Olympique. Sandro Sabroca dropping the gloves twice in this game for Cape Breton against Jonathan Pilote and then Mario Joly, and Alain Turcotte fighting Adam Rivet. Robbie Sutherland dropping the gloves with future Scream Eagle Jonathan Andrews. Philippe Tremblay had a goal and 2 assists for Cape Breton in his first game as a Scream Eagle. Olivier Prou also making his Scream Eagles debut on this night. In 2001, the Scream Eagles picked up a victory 8-5 over the Moncton Wildcats at Centre 200, starting what will be a very successful 2001-2002 season. Stuart McRae and Dominic Noel each with a goal and 3 assists, so big nights for 2 guys who would be a big part of that team. Matthew Dumas had a goal and 2 assists for Cape Breton, and Charles Gauthier with 2 goals and an assist. For the Wildcats, James Sanford had 3 points. David Philpott, a future Scream Eagle, had 3 assists, and a future KHL star Patrick Thorson had 2 goals. Corey Crawford had a rough night for the Wildcats as he allowed 4 goals on 15 shots before being pulled. Jason Awalt gets the win for the Scream Eagles in his first QMJHL game. He would play for the Wildcats before his Q career ended. In 2002, the Scream Eagles were victorious in Halifax by a score of 2-1, marking a 2-0-1 start to the season. It was their first road game of the year. The Eagles were outshot heavily in this game, 43-18, but Marc-André Fleury steals the victory. Jean-Francois Cyr, a future Scream Eagle, with the lone goal for the Mooseheads. For Cape Breton, it was Steve Dixon and Stuart McRae both scoring in the last 10 minutes. Stuart McRae with a Gordie Howe hat-trick in this game, a goal and assist, and a fight with Derek Kent. Steve Villeneuve and Grant Thomas of the Scream Eagles also dropping the gloves in this game. In the year 2005, the Scream Eagles would fall on home ice 4-3 to the Moncton Wildcats, suffering their first loss of the season. They had been up 3-1 in this game, but they let that slip away. Future NHL star defenseman Keith Yandel, in his first year in the Q, had 2 points for the Wildcats, and he had a Gordie Howe hat-trick of his own. Brad Marchand, future Boston Bruins star, with a goal for the Wildcats. Cape Breton native Andrew McDonald, another future NHLer, had 2 assists for Moncton. On the Cape Breton side, it was Kevin Asselin with 2 goals and 2 assists for James Shepard. David Victor of the Scream Eagles, as well as Robert Slaney, dropping the gloves this game. In the year 2010, the Scream Eagles fell 4-1 to the Quebec Ramparts in Quebec City. The Eagles actually led 1-0 in this game before the roof fell in the third period. Stephen Horrell had the lone goal for Cape Breton. 9 Ramparts recording a point in this game. No player with more than 1 point. Thomas Filippi gets the game-winning goal for Quebec. Jimmy Appleby makes 26 saves in the victory. Loic Leduc of the Scream Eagles dropping the gloves with Patrick Doré. Future Scream Eagle Kyle Campbell in the lineup for the Ramparts in this game. In the year 2011, the Scream Eagles were victorious 5-3 on home ice over the Bathurst Titans. Dennis Kindle with 2 points for the Eagles. Other goal scorers for Cape Breton were Blake Millman, Kyle Farrell, Danny Potvin, and Jonathan Brunel. Christophe Lozier, Matthew Bissonnette, and Zach O'Brien, all with 2-point nights for the Titans. J.C. Campagna, the Eagles, had a penalty shot in this game, but was stopped by Jacob Brennan. 1 year ago today, the Scream Eagles had their home opener against the St. John Sea Dogs. They fell 3-2 to the Dogs. Daniel Del Poggio, Joe Valeno, Matthew Highmore, and former Scream Eagle Jason Bell, all with 2-point nights for St. John. For Cape Breton, it was Alex Gosselin and Pierre-Luc Dubois, the goal scorers. 36 saves for Sea Dogs goaltender Marc-Antoine Turcotte in the win. Of course, the Eagles would face him again in the playoffs. That is this day in Scream Eagles history.